Here's a brief description of everything that you need to do some beelining. You need sugar syrup, which is a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar and water. You need something to put the syrup in. This is plastic comb that came with my bee box. You can use an old piece of honeycomb as well if you're a beekeeper and have access to that. You need a marking pen. This is a queen marking pen to mark the bees so you can time their round trip to their hive and back to the food source. And you need a bee box. Now the bee box is a kind of a cool little contraption. It's got a hinged lid on one side, and it's got a removable divider in the middle. And on the back of it, it's got, this one has a cover, and it's got a plexiglass window back there. And I'll show you how that works when we go out and catch a bee. Probably try to catch 4 or 5 bees and get them going. So I'm going to get the sugar water and the comb ready, and then we'll go catch some bees. She doesn't mind me following her around, that's for sure. Got her. All right. Now we have 2 bees. 2 bees. Okay, this is going to be victim number 3, hopefully. Hard to get in there with all the brush. Nope. I hear another one over to our left, too. Okay, that's number 3. Okay, we got bee number 4 coming on. You really have to find a place to do this that has a lot of food, where you know you're gonna not be searching for 10 hours for a bee. Okay. Okay, number 5. Hopefully. Okay, number 5. All right, we've got 5 bees in here now. So I'm going to close this up, and then I'm sure they're all back here. First of all, I want to close up this. So all 5 of them are in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, all 5 are back there. So I've shut the inner door, which will allow me to put food in here. Nobody escaping. So we're just going to go like so. And close the door and leave them in there for a little while. Okay, make sure you put this back up like so, otherwise they will fly out of that crack. They will crawl right out of it. It's exactly the right width for them. All right, give them a few minutes. Okay, where are you going, Missy? Going straight that way. She basically just went straight toward that tall oak tree. And I'm going to start the timer on her. Okay, single stripe came back. She's the first one I marked. It took her 11 minutes. Now, I don't really worry about the first time because I don't know if she's going back and telling the hive, hey, come back with me or what. So I really try to take as many times as possible, like 4 or 5. And I'm pretty sure she just went south. So I'll start the timer again on her. So double dot, which was the second one I marked, or the third one, second one, she came back in a little under, well, about 4.5 minutes. So I'm waiting for her sister to come back. She was a solid dot on the abdomen, or on the thorax, and I think she'll be back very shortly. And the first one took her about 10 minutes. She's the one on the right there. So she's got a hive that's a little farther away now. I just missed which direction she took off. Let's see which way you go. No, you went the way everyone else is going. This was the first location I tried beelining from. The bees were going in opposite directions. The ones I marked were going this direction over the top of these trees, and also going in this direction over the top of those trees right there. I chose to move north to stay on our property, and I went to location 2 from here. Location number 2. The bees from here were going right between these trees right here, and I couldn't tell, but I felt like they were making elevation to go up over the top of the trees in the background. This was location 3. I pretty quickly determined the bees were going right through this gap right here. They're also going through this direction as well. I was only interested in the bees going this way because this line intersected with number 1 and number 2. Location 4 was a good location. Didn't take long for the bees to establish a good line, and it was essentially going anywhere from right here to right here. So I split the difference, and definitely crossing lines 1, 2, and 3. This is location 5. The bees on this location, I felt like they were really close because all of a sudden I had hundreds of bees here, and I ran out of food within just a few minutes. So I was able to watch a few bees, and it looked to me like they were going straight across the pond toward the trees over there. I couldn't tell if they were going up and over, but I felt like they were definitely going toward the woods right there. Location 6 proved to be pretty confusing because I felt like some of the bees were going straight down to the end, but I watched from over here, and it looked like the bees were coming off the food and coming up and around and hooking up behind this tree right here. This tree. And I thought, well, maybe they're up in that tree somewhere. But they weren't. So, and they were making a pretty quick round trip too. I think it was right at 2.5 minutes. So number 6 and number 5 were 2.5 minutes to the tree and back, round trip. This is the last location I did beelining from. I watched a bee go directly into the woods right here, and I knew then that the hive had to be really close. So I walked straight in. I followed exactly the way I watched her go, and gosh darn it, she went right directly to those 2 trees right back there. Kind of hard to see with the lighting, but really cool. Really cool. It took a serious amount of effort and a little bit of a learning curve, but my reward, my effort has been paid off with reward. I have found my bee tree, and I am so freaking excited. It was like, I knew it had to be in here. And there they are, right up there. Look at them. Hello, beautiful girls. Look at them all. Oh, goodness. Wow. That is so phenomenal. All right, I got the swarm trap hung, and as you can see, there's already a bee coming to check it out. So hopefully, if we have that wild hive wants to swarm, they will choose some new digs right here. It's a nice shady spot. Still has pretty good access to the front of the hive. Got a pretty big opening right here and opening up in the canopy, and I just hope that they like it for a new home.